All right.
Did he get his agenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He signed checks while he was in there.
Perfect.
Doing okay? I'm sure they saw you.
And I just got on myself to take it and sign. Unless maybe put them on my desk, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, regular council meeting, February 16th, 2020. Oh, we gotta stand up and pledge.
Yes. Good job, Mayor.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Okay. Back to regular meeting, February 16th, 2022. And roll call, please.
Steve Dodson.
Right.
Rob Archibald.
Here.
Jerry Moinkle.
Here.
Dick Olson.
Here.
Amy Wickendall.
Approval of the agenda.
So, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Is that speaker on?
All in favor?
Probably not.
Aye. Leah's here, I think, for an item that's in the consent agenda, and I'll just call it out. Is a 5K, and it's a Tunnels to Towers event. You might have heard of that on, various social media. It's been all over the country, and it provides housing to wounded veterans. Is that right?
It has 3 different programs, but housing is a big one.
So it's really exciting to see that coming here to Hiawatha, and Leah and Michaela Calloway are the two that are helping that. They're members of the fire department, so.
Awesome. Great job. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, citizens input. Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to speak up on anything in behalf of, it's not on the agenda? All right, reports, council member, myself.
I have a few.
Yep.
First of all, I attended Policy on the Rocks. Jerry was there also last Friday, the 10th. I had a chance to speak in depth with Representatives Art Stade, Eric Jardy, and Charlie McClintock, and Senator Dan Zumbach and Liz Mathis. Also spoke with Gary Grant, the CEO of Heartland Strategies, and Brittany Carroll, who's the outreach director for Joni Ernst. And I approached them about the lost funding, Senate File 2206, and they all are against it. Not knowing what the parameters would be or ramifications later down the road, with a change in the legislative. Also, attended the Lane County Emergency Management Training at Kirkwood. Amy Wickendall was there, as well as our fire chief, Matt Powers. Had a chance to talk with Tiffany O'Donnell, who the newly elected mayor of Cedar Rapids, who was there, and also the mayor, a couple other, Vince Mike Marion and other fire chiefs. That was very good training, and it was well worth the 4.5 hours that we were there. So, and then last night, I attended the Lane County Crime Stoppers Board of Directors meeting, and kind of quiet. We did pay out a couple of tips from January that led into 2 felony arrests, and then they're planning to continue with the golf tournament in late July or early August. And finally, last night at the water board meeting, not a whole lot going on for January. According to the superintendent's report, they had a big discussion about the proposed water rate study that was done. And Marty's gonna get some spreadsheets together, and we'll go over it again next month. And then the staff was also busy with all kinds of training opportunities, including the ALICE training. And the office staff participated in Encourage Women seminars. And that's about it. That's all I have.
Busy, Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, we attended ALICE training here, so.
Yeah. Not to copy and paste too much of Steve's, but yes, I did also attend the NIMS training. I do think it was an eye-opening training, and definitely I think it was beneficial both kind of comparing and contrasting what we did during the derecho in 2020 and kind of how to keep prepared for whatever may come our way in the future. I did attend the caucuses, I believe it was last Tuesday or Tuesday before. Did have a chance to speak with both Senator Todd Taylor and Art Stade, and to also relay the importance of lost funding and how important it is and what it does for the city of Hiawatha, and to preserve. My main message to them was to have the state avoid changing lost if all possible, because I mean, we rely on it for a lot of things. So.
Just follow up on policy on the rocks. It's a great opportunity, very relaxed atmosphere to meet the legislators, and they're very accessible, and would encourage in the future when they have these events that we attend those.
I know a lot of them. There's a lot of good things going on there.
Yeah.
Thanks for knowing, guys. Yeah. Anybody else? Kim?
I just have one thing, well, two things. I'm going to reiterate the thank you. It is so important for us to be at those policy on the rocks and be in front of our legislators, especially when there's some things that are, affecting our home rule, and how we know best how to serve our community and how their decisions affect us. We can't just, stand on the sidelines and not say anything. We really do need to be in there. So thank you for taking the time out of your Friday to do that, and we'll keep you up to speed with the next one, because there will be a few more to go along with those, and I'm sure there'll be things that we'll want to talk about. Kind of keep watching. We'll watch sales tax, because we do know how that greatly benefits all of our community and the departments and the work that we do here. And the last thing, I just received an email. As you know, I participate in a Metro COVID meetings that we have with the cities of Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Lynn County, and the city of Robbins. And sometimes Fairfax and Springville and a few others jump on as well. But we've been doing this now for a couple of years, actually in our third year of doing this. And we just received an email. Ben Rogers is the spokesman for county in our meetings, and he just sent an email saying that the board of supervisors voted today to end Lynn County's requirement to wear masks in Lynn County owned buildings, starting Sunday, February 25th at 11:59 p.m. They chose to do this to coincide with the start of March tax season. So we will, our group will meet again on Tuesday, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, and hopefully we'll all be on the same page in making our recommendation moving forward at our local levels.
Okay, perfect.
Just a comment, I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend the policy on the rocks at the 10th. Otherwise, they're really beneficial. Question I would have is, was there any discussion since the loss was just voted in, for 10 years, how the state would be able to take that away over that 10-year period?
Well, I think from what Kim and I were discussing last week, that whatever changes would likely not pre-exempt what's been done so far. So until the 10 years runs out, we would still be under the loss. Now, of course, I think the legislature could change it, but I don't necessarily see them doing it. So we would likely have current loss, and then we would go under whatever scheme they would do afterwards.
I mean, that would seem reasonable. I can't imagine how we'd be able to engage the vote.
Yeah, I don't think they could.
So it's not something we need to be concerned about for the next 10 years. But
Would not be favorable. It would not be favorable to pull it across the state.
it would not.
No,
Helps too many communities.
never create a lot of tension.
It would, and we just saw the League of Cities, Aaron, who's their financial analysis, did finally send out, I think it was today or later yesterday afternoon, because we were kind of concerned about what does this mean for communities that don't currently have local option sales tax, and how would that affect us? Does that mean less dollars in our coffer, or does it increase, which does it mean? And so like last week, the league had asked us not to, when we talked to legislators, not to talk about the reduction, because we didn't know that for certain, would it be a reduction? So Aaron's numbers, looking at them today, essentially it makes us equal. So whether everyone is participating or not, and it stays status quo, the numbers do, for us, look identical. But I'm with you, Dick. That was the very same question that Amy and I had right away, is what does this mean when we've already had voters vote? Do they take that right away?
I don't know how to possibly do.
Yeah, so that is, so that's definitely the question. And we also know that from our experience, anything that they make changes to within 10 years, it essentially goes away. So we wanted to make sure that we were held together, whether they pass this bill or not.
Well, it's all about home rule. And,
Yeah.
We'll have to see where that goes.
Okay, anything else? All right, great discussion. All right, we'll move right on to business. Public hearing, approving the competitive criteria and the procedures and disposition of criteria property or certain property located within the Hiawatha urban renewal area. Number 2, determining that the proposal submitted by VOT Group LLC and B&C Coffee LLC specifications that offered requirement and declaring the intent of the city to enter into a purchase, sale, and development agreement by and among the city of Hiawatha, VOT Group LLC, and B&C Coffee LLC in the event that no competitive proposals are submitted. Number 3, order publications of notifications in competitive bids and soliciting competitive proposals. And I'll open the public hearing at 5:42. Did we receive anything in the mail?
No, we did not.
Would anybody like to speak in behalf of this project?
I can.
You're good?
Krista, we'll just have you
Oh.
go up there if you would, so we can hear you, okay?
I'm Chris Electra, part of Buckford LLC. We've been operating for 4, going on 5 years now, and we have 3 locations in the Cedar Rapids area. And then this would be our 4th location. And then we also have another location in Marion that we're currently working on as well. Like I said, we've been coffee operators for almost 5 years, and then we did some June Jones sandwich for almost 9 years. So we're pretty familiar with the restaurant business. The location here in Hiawatha would be just a kiosk, so it's not a coffee shop, it's just a drive-through model. And we have a location off of Mount Vernon Road that is the exact replica of what this specific location will look like. We usually have about 20 employees total. And at one time in the morning, which is our busiest time, obviously, of the day, we'll have anywhere from 5 to 6 employees inside the kiosk at that time. So we're really excited about this project. We actually just recently moved to Hiawatha, so.
I can
Awesome.
tell you, we are very excited.
Yeah.
About having this. I mean, really excited. It's a great location. I think you guys, it's gonna work out really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I visited the Mount Vernon Road location last week and was very impressed with the friendliness of the people working there. They were very, very polite. And I got a sandwich and some coffee and it was all great, so.
Yeah, we really pride ourselves on our
Look forward to
staff
having
and just the customer service and the cleanliness too. I mean, those are 2 big things that Scooters as a franchise really works on the most, so.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Exciting times.
Thanks, Krista.
Okay, anybody got anything else? So we'll close the public hearing at 5:45. And A, consider the competitive criteria and procedures for disposition of certain property located within the Hiawatha urban renewal area. 2, determining that the proposal submitted by Bot Group LLC and B&C Coffee LLC specifications, the offering requirements, and declaring the intent of the city of, among the city of Hiawatha, Bot Group LLC and B&C Coffee LLC, in the event that no competitive proposals are submitted. 3, offering publication of notice of competitive bids and soliciting, that's it, competitive proposals. Get all that?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Jerry Moinkle,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye. Number 9, consider resolution setting a public hearing date, March 2nd, 2022, 5:30 PM for the FY 23 max levy.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Jerry Moinkle,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Number 10, consider resolution approving a professional services agreement with H&R Green, Inc. for 2022 general wastewater engineering services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Jerry Moinkle.
Aye.
Number 11, consider resolution authorizing labor and equipment for the replacement of a traffic signal mast arms for the intersection of North Centerpoint Road, Emmons Street, and Robbins Road.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Got anything for us, John?
Not a whole lot more than what I put in the memo. It's been kind of a long battle since last fall when it really arose up again. This came up during construction with some peeling paint on the mast arms that we thought it was corrected at that time, which was 2017. But over the last year, it's really become noticeable. You can look out there probably right now and still see the problem. So it took us a little challenging some time to get the manufacturer Miller-Burned to fess up and own up to it. And so they're going to give us some mast arms, but unfortunately their warranty's a limited warranty, as many warranties are, it seems like these days. And it did not cover the labor.
Okay, well, good work getting that done.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Jerry Moinkle,
Aye.
Dick Olson.
Aye.
Number 12, consider resolution approving the purchase of furniture for the Police Sally Port project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Jerry Moinkle,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall.
Number 13, consider resolution approving the following positions. Position changes, job descriptions, and the related benefits associated with each, amend the employee policy manual, amending section 3, employment/work rules.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Just really happy to see all these positions being filled.
Mhm.
Much, much needed.
Still a tough task in today's market. Roll call.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Jerry Moinkle,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson.
Aye. Number 14, consider resolution accepting a warranty deed for the conveyance of real estate by F&M Bank.
So move. Second.
Roll call.
Jerry Moinkle,
Aye.
Dick Olson,
Aye.
Amy Wickendall,
Aye.
Steve Dodson,
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Anything on next agenda, next work session, any of that? Anybody got anything?
I think it might be, we don't have to do it anytime in the near future, but sometime in the next couple of months, maybe we should, with the NIMS training fresh in Steve and Amy's head, sit down and look at kind of our emergency response plan with the derecho and all that. I don't think we've really taken time to step back and look and see as a council where that needs to be tweaked or even just review it in general. So maybe that'd be a good work session to have with Chief Marks and Chief Powers and Mr. Mayor.
I agree with that. One other thing too, I think might warrant a council discussion in light of our TIF looking, setting a concrete policy if we want to do anything beyond the 5 to 75 that we traditionally do, and having something in writing for that. I think it's worth putting on the agenda too.
Great. Okay, if we have nothing,
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 5:51.
Take it from the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.